Friday night playoff hoops in Minneapolis. It is a closeout game for the Spurs. The Timberwolves are trying to stay alive. Anthony Edwards and company looking to get a win at home and defend their home court. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs with a chance to advance to the conference finals with a victory here tonight. It's Game 6, the Western Conference Semifinals, the 2-6 matchup. San Antonio leading the series over the Timberwolves 3-2. The bracket in the NBA playoffs, Oklahoma City, they have not lost a game en route to the conference finals. They're waiting for the survivor of this one. The Knicks are ready to go, waiting to see if Detroit and Cleveland will go to a Game 7, and it's certainly looking like that with the Pistons currently in front of the Cavaliers. Let's get you caught up to how we got here. Some headlines from this series. Game 4, it was the elbow heard round the world. Victor Wembanyama ejected. The Timberwolves took advantage and tied the series at 2-2. Then back in San Antonio, Wemby got his revenge. 27 points, 17 rebounds, 5 assists. The Spurs controlled the paint and now up 3-2 in this best-of-7 series. Welcome, everybody. Ian Eagle, Stan Van Gundy, Cassidy Hubbard, the rest of our NBA on Prime crew. This is Game 6. Target Center is going to be rocking tonight, Stan, no doubt about it. And Victor Wembanyama is in maybe a new role for him, that of a villain. He's going to hear it.
Oh, absolutely he's going to hear it after that Game 4 ejection. And he hasn't been in that role. He's been through a lot of things in his young career. But being the villain and the way the Timberwolves will come after him, a mental challenge for Wemby.
All right, there's a lot on the table here for Game 6. Let's go through your keys to this game, Timberwolves and Spurs.
Well, I think for the Spurs, the biggest thing is they want the pace of this game up, and they've got to do a better job on the defensive glass like they did in Game 5, and then they need to ride the pick and roll with Wemby. It's basically indefensible. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards got to be more active away from the ball. He needs to find his opportunities, but then they need to exploit the double teams and convert when they get those opportunities. And can they keep the Spurs guards out of the paint? But here's the double team. Anytime Anthony Edwards brings the ball up the floor, he's going to get doubled. They've been able to create good shots. They're going to have to make more of these, but they do get opportunities on the offensive glass. And if you're going to go at Wemby, you better finish like that. Off the ball, when Edwards gets it and then gets into a handoff or a pick and roll, Wemby's drop coverage, he can get some of those threes.
Couple of days off in this series, which certainly should work to the benefit of Anthony Edwards, who has been dealing with the knee trouble throughout this Western Conference semifinals. All right, let's get more on the Minnesota side of things. Right now, Cassidy Hubbard is with Timberwolves big man Naz Reid.
Thanks, Ian. Naz, this group has been through a lot of deep playoff runs together, including coming back from a 3-2 deficit to advance to the Western Conference Finals. How can that experience help you guys in this moment tonight?
We kind of just, we know what to do. We've been, down in situations like you said before, backs against the wall. I kind of feel like that's when we're at our best anyway. You kind of get to see, the full version, the complete version of ourselves. So I think just, going out there, competing at a high level, obviously at the home. We got the home crowd behind us. So just competing at a high level. We've all been here before, so nobody should be, out of sort or out of body.
And when it comes to limiting Victor Wembanyama, what does the physicality and defensive discipline have to look like tonight?
I mean, stay consistent. Everybody, not just him, everybody. Hitting when we get in the paint, attacking above the three-point line, applying pressure around the perimeter and at the rim. Making those plays. That's kind of, when we get to those moments, that's kind of the best version of ourselves, and we kind of come out into one.
Thanks for your time, Naz, and good luck tonight. Back to you, Ian.
All right, Cassidy, thanks so much. Countdown to tip-off continues. When we come back, we will hear from the sixth man of the year, Keldon Johnson of the Spurs. Get you ready for the Spurs and Timberwolves right here on Prime. The Spurs and the Timberwolves. It is Game 6 tonight from Target Center. San Antonio Spurs coming off the 126-97 victory in Game 5 on Tuesday night. And earlier this evening, Cassidy Hubbard had a chance to catch up with Keldon Johnson of San Antonio.
Keldon, you've talked a little bit about how you've been overthinking in these playoffs, but you really seem to find your rhythm in Game 5. How do you continue to build on that in this game?
Just continue to stay aggressive and be myself. My coaches and teammates, they always trust and believe in me since day one. So, it's my job to go out there and perform and do what I do for the team.
And it's been an emotional and physical series. And when you see teams testing Victor, both physically and mentally, what have you learned about your teammate through this process?
We got to just continue to have his back, continue to step up the physicality, and meet them where they at. Continue to be smart about it, of course. We don't want any dumb things to happen, but we definitely got to continue to have his back.
Longest tenured Spur, first playoffs, one win away from the Western Conference Finals. How do you guys get it done tonight?
Continue to do what we do. Build on our good habits, rely on those good habits, and I think we'll be in great shape.
Thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful night.
Yeah, don't leave Keldon hanging, Cassidy. Spurs, Timberwolves will have starting lineups. Opening tip, it's coming up. First, we'll check in with the studio and then get it going here in Mini.
You're watching a special presentation of the NBA on Prime.
Hit me back when you can. I know you're busy, but I'm gonna keep calling though. It's all love.
You have two powerhouse teams ready to go.
You try to control me,
Then you swear to ignore me.
Some of the stuff that Wemby was doing.
It's just the kind of guy he is.
no matter what, you cannot avoid me.
Put your boots on and get ready to go to war.
Spurs, Timberwolves, Game 6. You're not gonna get rid of me that easy.
We welcome you to the NBA playoffs presented by Google with Western Conference semifinals coverage on Prime, presented by State Farm. Unseasonably warm day here in Minneapolis. Temperatures hit 87 degrees, and we are ready for action. The 2 seed in the West, San Antonio, and the 6 seed in the West, Minnesota, with the Spurs on top, 3 games to 2. We're ready for Game 6. Welcome to the Target Center. Ian Eagle, Stan Van Gundy, Cassidy Hubbard, the rest of our NBA on Prime crew. Experience of Minnesota certainly plays a factor here. They've been in situations like this before. The Spurs are very young, but they have matured very quickly, Stan.
They really have all year long. But only one starter, De'Aaron Fox, had ever played in a playoff game before this season, and he had only played in 1 series.
The starting lineups, Victor Wembanyama, of course, will be the focus of attention here. The last time he was in this arena, it was the elbow to Naz Reid that got him ejected from the game. Minnesota counters with Dosunmu, McDaniels, Edwards, Gobert, and Randall. They'll go smaller, though, at times, with Naz Reid in there. And Chris Finch said, there's no panic. If you look at how they got to this place, it wasn't the typical 3-2 teams winning on their home floor, but it is 3-2 the way it's supposed to be when the series is lined up with the road team trying to stay alive. Mitch Johnson, he has done wonders in his first full season as the head coach of the Spurs.
Yeah, look, what Mitch Johnson has done with this team and what their front office has done in speeding up the process with great roster construction is really incredible. We didn't expect the Spurs to be here. We thought their ceiling would be maybe the 6th playoff position in the West. Incredible.
San Antonio went 62-20 this season to finish with the 2nd best record in the West, behind Oklahoma City. The Thunder are waiting to see who they will play in the Western Conference Finals. James Capers, Josh Tibbett, Justin Van Dyne, our officiating crew. We're underway here at Target Center, and the Spurs control